Now coming to otosclerosis. Otosclerosis is also known as otospongiosis. So it is a condition in which there is a bony overgrowth in the area, in an important area which is known as fistula anterofenestrarum. The fistula anterofenestrarum means the anterior to the fenestra of the oval window. Here there is a bony growth, bony outgrowth, and because the bony labyrinth, in some areas of the bony labyrinth there is a important cartilaginous cell crest which remain present throughout the life, and they have the capacity to divide and divide. So when any influence comes which stimulates this bony overgrowth and makes them divide, that condition is known as otosclerosis. One of these influence is measles virus. Second is autoimmunity or any mutation which stimulates the fistula anterofenestrarum that is present in the anterior to the oval window, causing repeated division, modeling and remodeling, overgrowth of the oval window on which the footplate of stapes is present. Here the enchondral bone, that is the cartilaginous bone cell crest, is converted into wavy spongy bone surrounded by new blood vessels. So it is stained by blue on hematoxylin eosin stain, which is appear like blue mantle of Manasseh. Blue mantle of Manasseh. That is blue color on the hematoxylin eosin stain. So this leads to the fixation of the foot plate, especially anterior crura of the stapes. What is the clinical features? The patients having the age group of complain of otosclerosis having the age group of 20 to 30 years. Female are more predominant than male in a ratio of 2:1. Because of the hormonal change, be it in pregnancy or menopause, white people are basically seen. It is a autosomal dominant disease. So they have the positive family history. Patient complain of bilateral progressive conductive hearing loss. If otosclerosis is associated with osteogenesis imperfecta, then it is known as Van der Waals syndrome. Patients have a low tone speech, hear better in the noisy surrounding. This is known as paracusis uvealis. So patient will hear better in the noisy surrounding, noisy environment. Audiological test. So first we have to do the examination. There is a pearly white crystal like structure which is present in 90% of the patient in the tympanic membrane. In 10% cases there is active division taking place, and which is present on the medial wall of the middle ear anterior to the oval window, and increased vascularity is present. So tympanic membrane appear as pinkish color, flamingo pink color. This is known as Schwartz sign. In audiological test, Rini's test is negative because it is a bilateral conductive hearing loss. So Rini's test is negative. Weber test is lateralized to the worst ear. Absolute bone conduction test is same as the examiner. Swabat's test is Lenden. Gillies test is negative. Pure tone audiometry you have to do. AB bone gap, air bone gap is bone conduction gap is greater than 15 decibel. So there is a complete fixation of the foot plate of the stapes, maximum conductive hearing loss of 60 decibel. A typical dip at 2000 Hz is seen in the bone conduction due to the fixation of the foot plate. It is known as Carhart's notch. So and the 2 kilohertz or 2000 Hz there is a dip in the bone conduction. So this is known as Carhart's notch. Now impedance audiometry. In impedance you can also see there is a both dip in the mid frequency of 2000 Hz. It is known as cookie bite curve. So it is known as cookie bite curve. cookie bite curve if both air conduction and bone conductions are having the dip. Now impedance audiometry, in the impedance audiometry we can see the curve is in the tympanometry. As the curve in the tympanometry, AS type of curve is seen in the tympanometry. Stapedial reflex is absent. Stapedial reflex is totally absent. Inability of the stapedial movement is seen. So what is the management? Management, medical management and surgical management. In medical management, we have to give sodium fluoride because it is given in the active cases, because it increases the osteoblastic activity and decreases the osteoclastic activity. It also reduces the release of the proteolytic enzyme that release the cytotoxic chemical to the cochlea, leading to cochlear otosclerosis. So it is contraindicated in pregnancy, lactation, nephritis, rheumatic arthritis, allergy to the fluoride patient. Bisphosphonates can also be given, alendronate. This can be also be given because it reduces the bone resorption. Now the surgical treatment, we can do stepedotomy. But what is stapedectomy? Stapedectomy is is a surgery in which whole stapes is removed. Whole stapes is removed, and the oval window is covered by a fascia and the graft. Fascia with a graft. That means a prosthesis of graft is attached along with the long process of incus and the oval window. So there is a chance of perineum fistula, and hence vertigo and sensorineural hearing loss is the most important complication of the stepedotomy patient. But we have to do stepedotomy. Stapedectomy, there is a complication. So you have to do the stepedotomy. It is a conservative procedure. Here the incudostapedial joint is separated first, then the stapedial tendon is cut. After that the suprastructure like head, neck and the anterior posterior cruras are removed. Foot plate is then lifted, having the fixation of the foot plate is lift. Then a fenestra is made or a opening is made with a micro drill or a CO2 laser, argon laser, KTP 532 laser. After that a prosthesis is implanted, Teflon piston, which is made up of platinum, stainless steel or a titanium. But what are the complication? So complication is displacement of the piston can be there either immediately or in the late stage. Incus erosion can be there. Bone regrowth can be there. Perineum fistula. If these three are there, displacement of the piston, in incus erosion and the bone regrowth, then it will all cause post-operative conductive hearing loss. Perineum fistula, facial nerve palsy can also be the complication. So what is the indication of this surgery? Indication is when the hearing threshold is greater than 30 decibel or airborne gap is greater than equal to 25 decibel. So we have to do this stepedotomy surgery, not the stapedectomy. Now what are the contraindication? Contraindications are if the patient has active otosclerosis, pregnancy, professionals like pilot or drivers, because these can lead to the change in the middle ear pressure and lead to perineum fistula. Fenestra operation should be done nowadays since the foot plate is fixed. Making an opening or fenestra in the lateral semicircular canal will solve this problem. But the patient has a positive fistula test, but it is not done nowadays, fenestra operation. The other contraindications are hearing aid, if the patient has a hearing aid, or cochlear implant. So this is all about the otosclerosis.